moving these around as you talk. Well, do you have a specific one you want to talk about first? Why I'm moving this, making it look pretty. You there? AJ, what happened? You're muted. You have to unmute yourself through StreamYard.
Yeah, no, I somehow got removed from the stage. I don't know how that happened.
Because I have to be the stage. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have taken you off the stage. I just should have changed. I see what I did. That's my fault. I did that.
Oh, so you didn't even know I was talking. I didn't realize I was off the stage and I was talking.
No, I hit off the stage instead of I hit the wrong thing. I know now what I did. It was my fault, but I did it. But
that's what I'm saying. I was talking and you didn't know it.
No, I had hit off the stage a couple minutes ago. And yeah, you've been talking for a little bit. Maybe that's why I was talking, so nobody knows.
What I was saying was, I was saying that Justin was here before I was, and it's got like 10 questions.
Okay, good. And we also have Galactus in the chat. So thank you both of you for joining us, and anybody else who is here. Hopefully we get some people coming. I forgot to, I tend to do dumb things and regret them later. Like I set up the show last night and I'm like, I don't want to post it on social media now because nobody's going to look at it. So I'll do it later. And then I went out today and forgot that I didn't do it. And I just remembered like 5 minutes ago. So there you go. This is me. I should have known better that I shouldn't do that because then I tend to forget shit. So. But anyway, well, since I already have the picture up, do you want to do Revival first, or did you want to
Sure, why not?
Because I do not have, I don't know if you got my message earlier. I don't have pictures of a lot of things. So, yeah, we're not going to have pictures of certain shows. We'll just have to kind of wing it, but I'll try to get them as we're going. But so what did you think of this episode? This is episode 3, right? Of Revival. What did you think of it?
I think I'm frozen.
Maybe.
You're moving fine. Know. Yeah, I'm not moving at all.
Maybe try reloading that page. That's the only thing I can think.
Did. I just did. I'll try completely going.
There. You're unfrozen. You're good. You're good.
Oh, am I good now?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
So no, I'm not. All right. I'm seeing myself as frozen. Maybe you're not.
Yeah, I am now. I wasn't before. I don't know. You got a picture up. It's fine. Just talk and forget it. Can you hear me?
Anyway.
Yeah, just talk. Yeah, it's fine. Your picture's up. That's what the part that matters is you got a picture. So yeah, just go ahead. What did you think of Revival this week?
I really like Revival a lot. Most of the people in it's really sucks because a lot of the people in charge are complete assholes.
Yes.
Actually, mostly just Wayne.
Yes.
Wayne is a complete fucking tool.
Well, now he went and tried to get the governor involved too, which didn't help.
Yeah,
things.
which kind of which backfired but didn't. Now Wayne's going to do everything he can to find somebody that's going to give him the okay to lock everybody up.
Yeah, I just keep thinking that obviously this is going to go very badly eventually because he's got to at some point find out about her, and then it's totally going to backfire really badly, I think, at that point. But
I think he's totally going to treat her as badly as he's treating all the other revivers.
Really? You think so? I think he'll backtrack. I think he'll be like, "Oh, revivers are fine. Don't worry about it. They're all good."
I think he's gonna be like those parents of that little girl. He's gonna be like, "You're not my daughter."
Huh? That's interesting. I had not thought of it. I guess that is a possibility. That could have been even foreshadowing that, which I hadn't thought of.
He's a complete ass. I don't see him changing his tune at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I, for whatever reason, did, but you could be right. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I honestly have no idea, so I'm curious to see how that goes. But yeah, what did you think about Blaine? That's the other thing that I think is kind of important in this.
So
Blaine and Arlene.
At first, I thought Blaine was going to be useful. I thought he was going to have some kind of insight. Now I realize he's a kook.
You realize he's a kook.
He is. He's a witch hunter.
Yeah. Well, I guess thinks they're all demons, so he's going after all the revivers.
Well,
I
and
didn't realize he's a priest though. I didn't get that part that he was like a priest before that, but at
yeah, I
least
didn't either.
after talking to Stephen Ogg, I didn't know that, but he is. So yeah, I didn't
I
realize
feel
that.
like
I'm trying to find the picture here.
because of what happened with Arlene, it just solidifies, especially his and Wayne's beliefs on a lot of things, which is really funny too, because Wayne doesn't like him, but Wayne is a complete asshole himself. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
funny. I guess the only
Yeah.
good thing you say is Wayne just wants to lock them up, whereas Blaine wants to um, light them all on fire.
Or send them back to or send them back to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But knowing what we know now that Ramin discovered what he did, that there was a reason Arlene went nuts, because the son-in-law was drugging her,
Yeah. That's what
and
they
that's
think.
why she went batty. And I thought, and the funny thing is, she was upset about her. Granted, she did kill her daughter in a fit of rage and everything,
Hmm.
but she went there because she was sad.
Yeah, she wanted to see her daughter. I kind of wondered like what the medicine did to her before she turned into a reviver though, because I definitely don't know that she was necessarily all with it then. I
Well, I
assume
think I think that's
she
what but he poisoned her.
yeah.
That's what killed her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what killed her. But I don't think she was supposed to be chained up until she was a reviver. Do you? Lori and I
Oh,
differed on
I do.
conversation. You
I
do.
do.
Okay. So you agree with Lori. I assumed that they didn't chain her up until she became a reviver and became really violent, but because I wouldn't think that I mean, I don't know, maybe her daughter would. You didn't miss much, Galactus. We're starting with Reviver because that's what I had up for the image. So if you guys have a specific show you want to see next out of the four, let us know because we can swap to whatever. Although I will warn you, I don't if it's Ironheart, I don't have the pictures yet. I'm trying to do pictures as I'm talking. So what was that? Um, where'd you go? You there? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, you got quiet, so I didn't know. Yeah, I just kind of assumed that was when they chained her up when she got violent, but I guess it's possible she was chained up before. But I would be surprised that the daughter would let that happen. But I guess really we don't know enough about her to know. So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell.
I mean, maybe she wasn't beforehand, but definitely. I mean, the important thing is that the son-in-law was poisoning her, and that's what created the whole mess in the first place.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So they know, I guess the point is they know, or at least we know with somewhat certainty that the revivers don't seem to be dangerous unless like with her.
They're poisoned.
Right. But I mean, so I think that people are safe and they definitely don't need to find ways like they're trying to keep everybody safe. And it's yeah, I mean the fact that they're talking about internment camps is I think really scary. I mean, obviously that's what this show is about, and kind of getting to that point and showing what the extreme is, and that people aren't treated like they should be and everything. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're going to go way too far. I think that's a given that's coming.
Oh yeah,
So
it's gonna get bad.
yeah,
It's gonna get really bad.
it is. I'm sure it is. Whether or not Wayne is part of that is neither
Oh,
here nor
Wayne's
there.
gonna be leading the charge.
You think he's going to be? See, I don't know. I just think he would not. That when he knows his daughter is eventually that he'll change. But you could be totally right.
I don't think he will, because I mean, look at the way he treats Dana.
Yeah, that's true.
He treats Dana like a piece of shit. When it's him, he's the piece of shit. He is not only is he not a good father, he's not a good person.
He's over controlling. That's for
I mean,
sure.
when they were at Arlene's house, and what was his name? Bob, the son-in-law, Bob. You know, first of all, guy's being a complete asshole to Dr. Ramin. Kept calling him Dr. Ramen.
Yeah, I know. I thought at first maybe I misunderstood what he said.
No,
I guess
he was
not.
intentionally
Being
being
racist.
disrespectful.
That's kind of rambling.
And he, when he's got the gun on Ramin, and Wayne comes over, and he's like, "Whoa, slow down here," and he's like, "You better get him out of here if you want to be, if you want to be a sheriff again come election time
or whatever, something like that." Yeah, uncool.
Yeah, and Wayne totally kowtowed to that. He was like, yeah, okay, are you done in here yet? Let's go."
Yeah. I I guess when I watched it the first time, like I didn't, I don't know, pick up on it how bad it was. I guess I'm not sure what else to say other than I noticed it more when I rewatched it after, of how controlling he is and how much of an asshole he is. Yeah, a lot of it I didn't pick up on it. I'm not sure why. Just for whatever reason was more focused, I guess, on the other stuff. But the other thing that we have in this episode, I think the other big important thing, other than he finds out about Arlene, but we kind of mentioned that, is that we find out that M stole drugs from one of the Czech brothers. And they think that that is likely who killed her, is one of the Czech brothers. There's all those drugs she took. I got a question though, why anyone would be dumb enough to take that many drugs from that kind of guy, but I guess she probably was really high, so she may not know what she did. But yeah,
it was there.
So the only reason that anything ends up happening is because that is not the right picture. I'm trying to get to the club here. Is when they're at the club that Dana arrests that is not in the right point yet either. When she arrests the guy, no, she arrests his brother. There we go. There he is. Arrests him because she goes to grab him when he goes after her and sees that he has drugs, which was like his own fault. But this scene really worries me because, like, I think Dana is really, what she did was really bad, and they seem like they're bad. I don't think that they killed M. I don't think that they were.
No, I don't think they did either.
But now they know she's a reviver, which is bad.
Yeah.
That she told anybody, especially this family of bad people, and yeah, the fact that they know, I think, is going to blow up in her face. I really do.
Well, I feel like that if they were to out M, I think that would kind of break the truce.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's gonna.
Question: Do you think we can trust that she can trust them?
I
don't.
The older brother, yes, the one that she was on the phone with, just because he's got two idiots for brothers, clearly.
Yes,
and he has I don't think you want to mess with law enforcement when you have a deal like that in place, when you're a criminal and they know you're a criminal, and you have two idiot brothers that can easily get picked up because they're idiots and ruin the whole thing. So I think for now, it's going to stick for a while.
Yeah, I can't even get there. So that's happened.
I mean, I could actually see down the road where it actually becomes mutually beneficial to both of them, where they kind of team up in some way, shape, or form the way this town is going. Because what's his fuck has got a posse now.
Yeah, I guess that's possible. I hadn't thought about it that way. I guess because they are an influential family, that could happen. But I don't know. I more just kind of question that I feel like the fact that they know could be very bad, because I mean, they've kind of said before they obviously don't want anybody to know, and the fact that they told like one of the worst people in the town, or that she told.
Well, she didn't intentionally tell him. She assumed he knew because she thought he killed her.
Right, but she is too emotional, or that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she doesn't control what she's doing, and that's kind of her own fault in that sense. We also, I know we're going completely out of order in this episode, but it will.
Well, hold on a second. On that subject, I just want to put Justin's comment up about how Dana dealing with the Czech family while the state government orders Wayne to lock up any violent revivers over the mayor's objections. It was an interest. It is interesting how those two plot points. She's agreeing to keep somebody out of jail while Wayne's trying to put people that don't,
Yeah.
put everybody that doesn't need to be into jail.
Yeah, I mean, she's trying to protect a reviver, and yeah, I don't know. I just think the fact that they know could be very very bad, but we'll have to find out. But yeah, they could. I mean, I think it would be interesting if they did work together. I don't know that I see that. Excuse me, see that happening, but I guess we'll have to. I'll have to wait and see. Um, the other storyline I was going to mention was with M and Rhodey here. I know we talked about them going to the club. But before that, he tells her how he, died from cutting up an avocado, which is, yeah, what a way to go, right? But the important thing from this scene is that we get to see her diary and what she had written. Now, they do reveal at the end of the episode that drawing, which I assume is supposed to be the same as those pictures I said look like portals with tentacles, is like her hair when she was coming up from the water. So at least that is one, part of the mystery that is solved. But
Well, see,
what
no, see, I don't think that's what that was at all. Yes, that's her hair and that beam of light. I think that's when she was falling because
well,
she
falling
because because the when she at the end of the episode when they when they jump off the bridge and she's falling, her memories start coming back to her, and we see she's got that there's a light, the light from the moon is in her eyes, which triggers that there was a bright light that night, which was which we find out was a car headlight and Blaine. Now I do think that's going to not turn out to be what we think it is, but Blaine definitely saw her that night, obviously. Whether
Oh
or not
yeah,
he had anything to do with her dying, I don't know.
know. But I mean more just the visuals was from her hair. I mean, how she got there, I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
But the tentacles are obviously supposed to be from her hair.
yeah, it's her hair.
Although I kind of wonder, I question how high. I know, like if you jump high, like from a high bridge, it could hurt, right? I mean, I don't jump off bridges, so I don't know. But normally, somebody jumps off of something into deep water, they can survive. But also, if you jump high enough, it can kill you because people do jump off of bridges to unalive themselves.
Yes. Well, it depends on how
Um,
you hit too.
yeah, but
If you
I
do a
have to
belly flopper,
right. But these were the one thing we were talking about that didn't make tons of sense that I think is just probably something they screwed up in the writing of it is first of all, she woke up on the rocks. So I'm
right?
not sure how that correlates if she was supposed to have been, woke up from the bridge. She should have been in the water. But not just that, she makes a point, and I think it was in the episode before, maybe it was this one, but I think it was episode 2, where she said that she knows she couldn't have jumped or been pushed because all of her bones would have broken before she
Right.
died. Well, I would wonder that if her bones break that easy, that if she jumped from that height, that she wouldn't have gotten broken bones just hitting the water either. So I don't know. But
Well, no,
again,
but her point is anything like his wound from before dying is still there.
yeah,
So that was before he died. If her falling and had broken all her bones and then died,
she'd
her
have both.
bones would still be broken.
Right.
She was not broken at all, which means she died before she fell off the bridge.
Okay. Yes, that's possible. That's definitely possible. But
So
I'm still
she
confused that she ended up on the rocks, though,
no,
because
she died before she fell off the bridge, and she probably did break her bones when she fell, but they all healed because she was a reviver.
yeah, she was probably already dead at that point.
She was already dead before she fell.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. But yes, I just there seems some inconsistency between the water and the rocks is my main point, and I think that they just did something like mess something up when they because they did definitely have her wake up in the rocks, but I'm not sure why she's having these memories of the water unless she was in the water, got out of the water, and then ended up at the
Right.
rocks.
Well, I think she had to have.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I don't know. It just seems it's a little inconsistent.
I think
Then we
once we
have
see it all, it'll make sense.
yeah, maybe, hopefully. Then we have these drawings, which I have no idea what to make of them other than, and I've said this before, they remind me of the cells from the microscope picture from Severance. But beyond that, I don't know what the hell they're supposed to be. A flower? I
That's what
don't
I
know.
thought. I think it looks like a flower.
Yeah, I don't know. I only think of the cells because of Severance. Otherwise, I have no clue. That one, though, kind of looks like 88. I didn't notice that till now. They kind of look like 88, don't they?
They
Some of
do.
them do. They
Yeah,
don't
they do.
all. Some of
Now
them
that you
do.
say that.
Huh. Well, I just noticed it now. I had not even thought of that till now. So maybe it's an important number. I don't know. As for this star thing, I mean, we see her vision was like of light, but I don't know what the symbol. I don't know what that represents. But that was the other thing she kept drawing. So yeah, I think they probably have some kind of significance, but what that significance is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna, and that's what I like. It's the pieces, 88 portals or flowers. Bill says.
88 portals or flowers. Could be any of the above or all of the above, right?
Yeah, no, I mean as the mystery unfolds, it'll all, I think, come together and make sense.
Yeah, I would. I was trying to see if any of these other ones had to do with Reviver or if they were ever. Let's see. If M invited you to the punk concert, would you go?
Yeah.
I think it could be fun. I wouldn't want to see it if he's cutting himself open, whether he heals or not. I don't know that I'd want to stay there and see that, but other than
Um,
that, yeah.
my answer is, how old am I when she invites me?
Yeah, I think now I'd be like, I'm getting a migraine. I gotta go. I wouldn't want to stand there and listen to that. You're right. That's a
Because
good point.
I would want to go to the punk concert. I just don't know if M inviting me is. That's not
Well,
exactly my crowd anymore.
no,
I
that's
would
what I
definitely
mean.
stick
I
out.
feel like I'd be complaining of a headache. I haven't gone to a concert in so long. I don't know if that would be my music scene, but could be fun. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know what the pictures are of, but I am curious, and I do hope that they continue that. I'm sure they will, but continue that part of the mystery. Um, but yeah, I think we kind of hit the big points. I do think that Blaine is going to become more of an issue
Oh yeah,
as
he
time
absolutely
goes
is.
on. He seems like it's going to
He's
be some kind
he's
of cult.
he's a self-righteous idiot with a posse.
Yes, which can never be good. That can never be good. Didn't I was going to say I thought Justin asked something about Cooper, but maybe I'm thinking of something else.
No, he. I thought I started, but I
No, no,
didn't.
no. Here it is. Everyone was really sad when you died, Jordan. Then why aren't you happy? I'm alive again. Oh, we didn't talk about her asshole parents. We did skip that.
Oh,
Um,
well, before we get to that though, I mean, Cooper. That was awesome when Cooper opened the locker into that bully's face.
I know, like
That
he
was
was
awesome.
there, and I love that Dana told that teacher off too. I mean,
Yeah.
like totally deserved it. Like you're supposed to be protecting the girl too, not just the people you want to protect. So yeah, I agree. And I would have been like, good job, kid, if I was his mother.
I would
I'd
have
have been,
high-fived him.
yeah, I would have too. I mean, granted, he's expelled or whatever for I think he was expelled, wasn't he? So you maybe get
Suspended.
suspended. Maybe that part isn't great, but I think he did the right thing. So because yeah, I mean, he was gonna stab her. So do you remember whether it was a pencil or a knife? Though we went back and forth. Nobody knew for
I
sure
didn't.
because
I didn't pay enough attention to that part of it. Just the fact that he wanted to see her heal.
yeah, I couldn't remember, so I was curious. Um, and then about the girl, I don't know if I have. There's a picture of Jordan, but
There
I
she
don't know
is.
if I think I have one of her parents somewhere. I'll look for it while I'm talking. But yeah, the fact that her parents, who are like this, this religious group, and they're probably, I think it was Lori. Somebody said, I don't know if it was Lori for sure, but somebody said that maybe her parents are in Blaine's group, which is
I
interesting.
would not be surprised at all.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Is that them? Yeah, there we go. No, I wouldn't either. But yeah, I mean, that's so awful. And I think it's so sad. Like they're lucky and they got their daughter back. They should be, I agree with her. They should be totally happy that she's back. I mean, for all we know, they could have killed her. I don't know, but I don't think they did, but I guess it's technically possible they did.
No, I think, based on the way people have been talking, I think it was something. God damn it! Sorry. Um, she something happened to her. She was sick or something. I think because, like they said,
They want,
people were
well,
sad.
I think
People were
we're
sad
talking,
when she died.
yeah,
So
I
it
think
wasn't.
at least the parents were talking about having a hard time conceiving, but
Yeah.
the kids, yeah, I don't know. They
It
definitely
wasn't
felt
anything nefarious with her death.
right.
It
No, I don't.
was
It probably wasn't. It was Bill that said it. That's why I said I knew somebody said it that wasn't me. I didn't know who it was. Sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to give Lori credit. But yeah, I definitely think that that's a big possibility. And I think that probably the scareder people get, the more people are going to potentially join his cause, which is really scary. But yeah. So yeah, I think was there anything else we missed? I think we hit kind of all the big points of that. But I'm glad you like it. I told you guys I
yeah,
thought
I
you
like it a lot.
loved the show. I think it's great.
I knew
Yeah,
I would just from the when I first heard about it. Um, I remember I remember hearing a lot of good things about it when it first came out as a comic, and so when I heard they were making it into a show, and I saw the first trailer, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be good.
yeah, I think it is. The only thing I'll say, and I can't remember if I said this during my other show or during this show, but just don't look up about the comic because you'll find
Yeah.
out the whole story project trajectory. Not that they're necessarily going to do that on the show, but it kind of tells you everything. So yeah, I yeah, and I do think that that name has to be on purpose. Blaine Abel, like Cain and Abel, definitely one.
I didn't realize his last name was Abel.
Yeah, yeah. So it makes sense. But so yeah. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I will have the interviews with the showrunners and Stephen Auk, who plays Blaine, within the next couple days. Those are the last couple I gotta catch up on and get up. So they will be up in the next couple days. Yeah. But yeah, I really like the show. I do want to get I would like to get the graphic novel if I can find it at the library or something. I'd like to see if it's good. I'm not really a graphic novel person, but I don't know. It just seems like something I'd like more so than like me sitting down and reading Walking Dead, which was never going to happen. This I could see enjoying. So yeah, we'll try it and see.
The Walking Dead comic was so much better than the show, though.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I don't like I tried to read part of it, but it didn't really appeal to me. But to be fair, I mean, I'm not really a horror person. I mean, like there's certain things I watch and like when they've sort of got sci-fi elements, but I just don't see myself like I don't think I could ever sit down and read all of Walking Dead. I don't think I'd enjoy it. I really don't. But that's me. That's not because it's not good. I'm not a comic person and I'm not really a horror person for that matter. So revival, it's sci-fi horror, so it's and probably I'd say more sci-fi. Well, no, there's just a lot of horror, I guess, too. So yeah. All right. Well, anything else about revival, or should I?
No, I think we can move on.
Okay. Which show do you want to do next? Do you have a
Uh,
preference? How
don't have
about do you want to do Murderbot or Resident Alien?
which one you got pictures for?
I got pictures for both of them. I have more for
Oh,
Murderbot probably. Yeah, the only one I didn't. I got to finish while I'm talking is Ironheart. So you want to?
let's do Murderbot just because
All
it's
right,
quicker.
all right, we can do that. Let me open photos here. Whoops, did it open? Yes, it
No,
opened. Hold on. No, I mean it opened on my computer. I gotta open it on OBS yet. Give me a sec. Where is that thing? Okay, this has to be a Murderbot. There we go. All right. So there's the first shot there from his sanctuary moon. I love honestly when we get more from his soap operas. That's the part that
I
uh,
know.
I really like.
I would like to watch Sanctuary Moon
I
more than
know,
I'd
right?
want to watch Murderbot.
No, yeah, I would too. It looks like it's a well, I don't know about more than Murderbot, but I'd like to watch it. It seems like it's a fun show, but they have the whatever we'll call it, the robot, the cyborg there, killed the one that it loved and everything, and none of that went well for them because it ends up killing the rest of the crew as well. I think, and we kind of talked about the idea that a lot of that is maybe sort of sec units fear that it might hurt them. So like it kind of paralleled that idea, I guess. Because otherwise, I'm not sure that that storyline. Because we hope that Murderbot doesn't, murder the people that we watch in the show that we like. Yeah, I don't know, but it was funny at any rate. And they're,
Well, that
really
episode, it gave him the idea for the end of the episode when he comes back and says, "I have an idea."
Oh, okay. You think that was the idea?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's going to quote unquote kill them.
Okay. How do you think he's
He's
going to
not.
kill? You think
He's going to fake. He's going to fake. He's going to fake all their deaths, so that the other people think that they're all dead and don't come after them.
That's a good idea I hadn't thought of. I don't think I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've seen the end. I just don't remember it, I guess, because I'm trying to remember exactly what the plan is, and I'm like blanking.
Well, they didn't reveal the plan yet, but I'm pretty sure that's where he's going with it. Because as he's walking, we're getting his inner monologue, and we're watching this and everything. He goes, "Wait, but I could," and then he goes back and he's like, "I've got an idea."
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think he's gonna set it up to make it look like he killed them all, and then probably try and infiltrate the villains of the show so that he can take them out.
That could be cool. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. That's a smart thing that I had not thought of. We'll have to see how that goes. So I'm trying to remember here exactly what. So it's all about them going back to take Grathan in to get help. Which I have to say, I don't know if I missed something, but I thought that they had already decided at the end of the last episode they were taking him to Medbay, but yet they're still kind of making this decision and haven't gotten him to that point yet.
Well, because it wasn't so much. It's what to do with him once they got him there. He was in so much pain, and the doctor trying to take the implant out and everything was like she couldn't do it with as much pain as he was in. So it was kind of like, how do we do this? That was the whole point.
Yeah, he had to go to the med bay if they wanted to survive. And I'm sorry, Bill. I just now saw Bill said do Resident Alien and we missed it. Sorry, I just saw that now. Not intentional. But we'll do Resident Alien next. Yeah, I agree, Galactus, that Murderbot episodes, murderous episodes. I assume that was supposed to be Murderbot. Murderbot episodes are way too short.
I disagree. I think they're just the right length.
I know you disagree. I would prefer to have an hour show. I don't think we get enough back. I mean, I don't think it's detrimental, but I would like to have more backstory, even if we don't necessarily need it. And I am interested in knowing more about the characters, and we don't get tons of time to.
That's the problem, though. I don't want to know any more about these characters.
Maybe it would be filler. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know.
None of them are likable. Sec Unit is the only likable character.
I like them. I don't know I did at the beginning, but I do now. I think they're funny.
Yeah, they're funny, but they're so, everybody's so bland.
But maybe that's part of it because we don't got enough about them, and maybe that's why they feel bland. Like maybe if we knew.
But I don't want to know anything more about them. Like they're just like.
No, that's
they're
fair.
just there. They're and it's like they're so.
They do seem like they have boring lives until
now. That's what it is. They're just boring. It's like, hey, we can talk about that. We can talk about this. We can talk about It's just they're too. Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? They're too pacifist, I guess, in a way.
They are. I mean, that's kind of the point.
Except for what's his face, who always wants to get a bigger gun.
Who doesn't even know how to shoot, Rathy. Although I do love when they think that they did a good job with their fighting, and they're like, yeah, proud. And he's like wants to be mad, but yet he thinks it's funny. To the same thing. Galactus. I've done the same thing. Not for Star Trek, but for other shows. Reminds me of Star Trek. I just want to watch my shows, and when he deleted the important files to make room for his shows, been there big time. Yeah, I've definitely probably deleted things I shouldn't to make room for stuff like that. I do really like, and I had kind of hoped this would happen. I said that last week. I've been saying it, that I like that Sec Unit had to connect to him, so it was like he saved him instead of the other way around this time. And I like
Yeah,
that.
and then he ratted him out.
Yeah, well, not intentionally. He didn't do
Oh,
it.
absolutely intentionally.
You mean whenever he said, "Why won't you love me?" You think that was intentionally?
No, no,
Or
no, 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 no. No, I mean when he ratted Sec Unit out.
oh, you mean the other way around?
Yeah,
Yes,
Grafton.
that part was definitely intentionally. Yeah, that was definitely intentional. But I mean, I love how Sec Unit connected to him, and that whole scene was so awkward with I mean, why won't you love me? Now, the other thing we discussed, and we kind of felt Scarlett and I felt a little bit different about, is that whole thing though with Garathan was a little bizarre, and I'm not sure exactly how he feels, because he said something like "I love you like my better" or something. I didn't think he sounded like he meant in a romantic way, but before he sounded like he meant in a creepy romantic
Yeah,
way. So
no,
I'm
he
not sure.
definitely.
You there? You went quiet a second.
He
I don't know.
no, I stopped because I was reading what Galactus wrote.
Oh, okay.
Um, they no, I mean he meant it in a romantic way. It's just he's so awkward about it. That's the problem.
So I do it. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
At least that's,
Um,
that's how I.
No, that's fair. The fact though that, yeah, that he told them about Sec Unit and that he murdered people, or may have murdered people, I find that seem really interesting though, for a couple reasons. One, that Sec Unit doesn't want them to know. I believe. I mean, granted, Sec Unit doesn't want them to be more afraid or pissed at them than that they already are, but I think that Sec Unit feels shame almost that he may have killed these people. I don't think he likes that he may have done that, because he didn't want to have
Right.
done
Yeah,
it.
I agree with that.
So I think that's really interesting to me, and the idea that he didn't want them to know. Um, so yeah, that's what I thought about that. But
I like when he was like,
he also
I
makes a
might
good
not have killed them. They might have died from something else.
Oh, I mean, he did make a good point though. Like he said, maybe he was controlled like he was before. I mean, we
Yeah,
don't really know.
he was throwing shit. He knows damn well he's responsible. He was just
He
throwing shit
probably
out
did.
there.
But I mean, he could have done it to protect somebody else. We really don't know, because they wiped his memory, and I question why. Now, somebody in the show last night, somebody in the chat had said, I forget what they said, something like that. At least in the book, that like they keep like a little summary, I guess, of what the stuff that's happened, but they like delete all the rest of the data from Sec Unit, that it's more like to review. But I think I don't know. It to me seems a little fishy that some of it is hidden. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that he's so upset over it. That's what I thought was kind of cool. That like he did not want people to know. Um, but yeah, I like that. I also like that he rooted around in his head, which he totally deserved, because he did to him. Even if
Which
the end
backfired though.
backfired, I was gonna say, even if it backfired a little bit there, but still, it was fun. Hold on, I gotta open. I didn't realize I didn't have this opened. I'm gonna open the video here while I'm talking. I just want to get that there, because sometimes
The messed up part about it is Grafton doesn't even realize, Grafton is so set against Sec Unit that he doesn't even realize that by betraying, Sec Unit essentially helped save his life.
He did. He did.
And he totally
He knows
shit on that.
he saved his life, but he still kind of screwed him anyway.
Because she never would have been able to do the operation if Sec Unit hadn't done what he did.
Yeah, she did not seem to know a lot of what she was doing, though, to be honest. She's like, oh, it's got whatever it was, gangrene in it or necrotizing tissue. We'll just, use the laser and take it out, and it'll be fine. But yeah, but at least he kept him from feeling the pain. Because I don't know that he could have went through that. I mean, they could have like knocked him out, I guess, without giving him
I don't
pain.
think they have any type of sedatives. I think that was part of the problem.
Well, they could punch him in the face. No, the problem was he didn't want them to. No, he didn't want the drugs because he was a drug addict. It wasn't that they didn't have the
Oh
drugs.
yeah, that's right. You're right.
But they could have punched him and knocked him out. I mean, they've done that in different shows. Not that that's ideal, but I'm just saying they could have.
Sec unit could have punched him and knocked him out, but oops, I punched him too hard.
Yeah, punched just a little too hard. The crew remind me of Rickon and Friends from Severance. They kind of do a little bit because at least of Rickon, because Rickon is like so weird and like in a funny way. I don't know. I kind of see that. I kind of see that just a little bit maybe. I know AJ hasn't seen Severance, but I kind of see what you're saying. But yeah, but I do like that Sec Unit was the one that had to save his life. And like I said, yeah, I like that he doesn't like that he's Murderbot now. The thing though, the fact that he says that's not why I called myself Murderbot is kind of concerning. I know it's I guess different in the book, and it sounds like that's what they call those robots. It's not just him, so I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Right then, I would have been like, well, who else did you murder? That would have been my next question because that's a little concerning. Yeah. But and then we have whenever I don't know if it's further in, whenever Mensa lets him leave and she shuts the door. I don't know which I think it's after that. But anyway, whenever she's like, he can do what he wants. He's not your pet. Like she finally is telling him, like, leave him alone, let him or leave it alone. We'll get on without it. And they're all sort of still various stages because some of them are still scared of him. Some of them think he should be there to protect them. And I think some of them maybe look at him like a person. So yeah, they're still sort of all.
Yeah. Well, Garathan was like, goodbye.
Well, yeah, Garathan. It's not surprising that Garathan is Labibi a good name? Labibi. Oh, that's funny. They do keep making those jokes about not knowing Labibi's name and everything, huh?
Well, because yeah, everybody keeps calling her BB, and they keep love BB.
Labibi. Yeah. Now we did skip. That was the one part we didn't talk about yet, and I'm looking for the damn picture of the person. There she is. Okay, so this is the part that got a little confusing, I think, to me, and I had to like go back and re-listen to sort of what was going on. So the idea is, or at least that they think happened, is that whatever those alien bodies, burial ground, whatever is under the ground, they think that there's that this what is it, Chris? What is it called? Gold Chris? Help me out here, so I don't have my recap up. Gray Chris. I know I'd eventually remember. That they're after whatever it is that's under the ground or that's in those locations that weren't on the map. So they think that it must have been that Deltfall didn't have the locations either, and that's why they're still alive, because they believe they do have what they need, and they're just getting rid of evidence. Basically, is how I took all of that. But it was a little confusing. So yeah, that them saying, "Oh, we need to work together to get home," is like such total bullshit. Which hopefully they don't. I mean, at least Sec Unit wouldn't fall for.
No,
But the whole like, oh well, we destroyed your beacon, you killed the BB, we're good. That was funny. Yeah, but I definitely don't think they can trust them. I also am concerned that he seems to keep forgetting the fact that they can be hidden on the scans, though, because he scans their habitat. He's like, oh yeah, it's safe to go in now, and it's like they could still be there, but they think it's okay. But yeah, so they're after they let him leave, Mensa is going to go try to negotiate, and they don't want her to go. And then that's, I believe, whenever he comes in and says, I have a plan. He also makes the choice. It also makes the choice to stay. It does say kind of that it can't get off the planet again and acts like it needs them. But I honestly believe that a lot of that is like it trying to convince itself that it's not doing it for them, that it's doing it for itself. Because that it even says something like, the programming isn't there telling it to protect him. So I do think that it's doing it for them. I think it just doesn't want to necessarily see that yet, or isn't ready to see that, I guess. But yeah, I'm curious about the plan, and I like what you said because I had not thought of that and about the sanctuary moon. Oh, speaking of, remember how the one part when they're going to do the surgery, Mensa's like, "You didn't watch this on Sanctuary Moon, did you?" And
He was like,
Seki,
no.
no, and then he's like in his head, "No, but I saw it on this show, which is supposed to be realistic." That was funny. I forget the name of the show now, but that was funny. Yeah.
So this should work.
It should work. It worked.
We forgot there is one more part real quick we need to discuss the that.
Yeah. I love this though. Like
I totally saw that coming. It was so obvious which way it was going to go simply because you think it's going to go the other way.
Oh yeah, that part, yeah. But I love that. Like they didn't want, or at least Pinley anyway, didn't want to try it anymore. But now that he's interested in them, it's kind of like that. Well, they want to be wanted, right? And it's like, why do you not think it's? Why are you surprised it's me? So yeah, that was funny. I did.
Yeah.
That part. That was funny. Yeah. But yeah, I think that was. Let's see. Yeah, that's just him coming in saying he has a plan. That it coming in saying I can't keep the pronoun straight. It coming in saying it had a plan, sec unit, and that was how it had ended. So we'll have to, we'll have to see. All right. Anything else from
Nope,
you or
that's it.
anybody else about Murderbot? No, the rest is the resident alien. All right, let us switch to Resident Alien. Now, I said I have pictures of Resident Alien. I don't have as many as I do of the other shows because I was doing these while we were talking. So I don't have tons, but I at least have some, enough we should be able to talk about the episode. Hold on, I got to open that. Did it open it? Where'd it go? It should have opened it. Oh, sorry, hold on. I gotta switch. I think I opened it with the wrong app. Open with this program. There we go. Put up film strip. Sorry, I gotta switch it each time. I gotta switch the. All right, let's see. Resident Alien. There we go. All right, so get a flashback where we find out that Darcy liked Ben, but we kind of already knew that. So that
we did know that they dated in high school.
Oh, that's right. They did date too. But this is where she first tells him. I'm not sure that this flashback was necessary though.
I think it. I think it worked because it juxtaposed to later and kind of gave us.
No, it worked. I just don't think it was necessary. There's the flashback. But his poem. I'm assuming you mean for Resident Alien. Galactus. I don't remember another poem. Must mean. So there are the baby birds, which, like I said before, I hadn't seen till I went through the pictures because they were not in the original. Like it's all digital. It was added after, so I didn't get to see what they looked like. So yeah, in this episode we have Harry and Heather proposing to Harry, and he does eventually admit to her that he's all human and wants her to be all human. Well, first he just tries to tell her it's more romantic if she stays human. And she's willing to do it because she loves it. I do think that this episode was like kind of sad. Like as much as it was funny, it was also kind of sad because it's like he actually is learning and is becoming more of somebody who cares about other people. Hi, Doc. Thanks for dropping by. So yeah, I don't know. What did you think about this episode? I'm trying to remember specifics. It has the gross puking scene. I remember that. And it has a burial scene, which was hilarious.
This whole episode was really funny. And it's just, I can't wait.
Comparatively, yeah, it was wholesome.
I can't wait for all the stories to intersect. Like, it gets a little frustrating at times, like, because like Ben and Kate, I get why they can't tell them, especially when we see what happens with Kate when she goes to get the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, it's actually a really good thing they didn't tell them. Although they should tell them they took the implants out. That might help, but
it doesn't matter.
tell them, but yeah, clearly. But I mean, they can speak to each other in private, and the Greys don't know what they're saying.
Yeah,
It's not,
but that's the problem is because they gave her the implant back and were like, like they can still they're still watching her,
telling her, yeah, yeah,
enough that I don't you can't take the chance,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I agree.
until they come up
Glad
with a plan that's going to take out the Greys.
then they can tell them, yeah.
They really can't mess with it.
And I think that that's kind of the big I don't know, that's Harry. Is sort of the big part of this episode. They find out that I don't know that that picture represents what I'm going to say, but the big thing that they do find out is that Kate's, well, we know Kate's remembering.
Yeah.
They know that they know something, and they think that Darcy's involved, and they think maybe she lost her baby too. It's like that was a big leap to make there, but okay. Um, so yeah. So she's gonna Darcy at some point though is gonna have to say something. Like maybe if she said it to Ben, it would be
Oh, she's
safe.
going to snap eventually. She's
But I
she's
do
on the
feel bad.
verge.
Darcy's trying really hard, and like I understand Kate wants to know, but Darcy needs to just keep on and keep her mouth shut, But I get that it's hard. And so that's what that storyline that Kate's remembering. And like I said, she thinks that Darcy, or knows that Darcy's in some way involved because she's, partially in her memory. And it sounds like she's starting to get her memories back. So I assume they'll become clearer and clearer as time goes on, as long as she gets rid of the implant, again, and doesn't like keep it in her house or do something stupid like that, which who knows, right? But yeah. So there's that. And then we have, let's see, we have Mike and Lena, who Mike now
That's
believes.
so
I
funny.
love that Mike believes in aliens finally. I mean, he goes back and forth though a couple times this, at the beginning of the season. So whether he'll continue, I hope he'll continue to believe in aliens this time.
You know what I like though? I like that Mike is getting a taste of his own medicine because Mike was always so dismissive of Liv, and now he's on the receiving end of it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Lena was much nicer about it than he was to Liv, but
yeah, he just acts like Liv's nuts every time she brings it up. But yeah, he definitely is. But I don't know how I feel about him telling Lena though. Do you think he should have? Like, I was surprised he didn't.
yeah, I think he should. I know. I'm glad he did. I think he should have.
I mean, I guess if he loves her, I get it. But like, I would think you'd be afraid to tell somebody that they would think you're insane.
I mean, not for nothing. When you think about, I mean, he doesn't know the extent of the people that know about the aliens in town. But when you think about everybody that knows about aliens in this town, I mean, that it's juxtaposed with that whole thing with Asta and her cousin, and she's like, and then she assumes Jay knew, and they're like, like cut it out.
Yeah, no, they don't know. But yeah, I love how she automatically assumed it was Harry. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of surprised he told her and that he that quickly.
I wasn't surprised at all.
But I like that he did, and I like that they're getting closer. I like Lena. But yeah, Mike has changed a lot. Like he was very dismissive before. He was very, even towards Lena, he was very, chauvinistic, and yeah, he's changing. So hopefully she at least sees that, and hopefully she won't get too afraid of the way he acts. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. I still am guessing that eventually, going by like the comics, that eventually more people are going to find out about Harry, and I kind of would like to see, that part, them finding out about Harry.
Here's the ironic thing. He's not anymore. Harry's not an alien.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, he's not right now. That's true.
I'm sure
because I'm assuming he's going to get it back eventually.
Yeah, eventually. I'm not sure how, but eventually he will.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Oh, actually, I forgot about that. I was going to say I did put up the interview with Corey and Liv, Liz, Elizabeth, the ones who play Mike and Liv. And he definitely implied, well, he pretty much outright said that it sounds like he is going to find out about Harry. And he said it. So I'm guessing it must not, I don't know. I thought it would be a spoiler, and I haven't even seen it, so I have no clue. But it's good to know that they might eventually, find
Well,
out
yeah,
how it.
eventually. It's got to happen eventually. With
Yeah.
everybody running in the same circles, they've got to run into each other eventually.
Yeah, but I think in the comic, don't they, like, the whole town knows about it?
That's my understanding. Is everybody in the town, all the main characters know.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be interesting. I think the person I wanted to, necessarily, or to definitely believe in aliens or know about the aliens, was Mike. Now, I don't know who else do you want to know? Like, I'm trying to think who doesn't know. I guess Ben and Kate are really the only ones that don't. I mean, they know about aliens, but they don't know what's going on, really at all. I think everybody, knows about aliens, at least, don't they? Except
Yeah,
for Ben and Kate, who just found out. Yeah, interesting. I hadn't really thought about it, but they do mostly know. So I think Jay is the only one that's really
yeah,
like,
she's the only one. You know what's
which
gonna
I
be the
think,
great thing is, every time somebody finds out about Harry, though, they're gonna be like, yeah,
yeah,
that makes
makes
sense.
sense. Makes total sense. Yeah, which is funny. But I do like that he is kind of stuck as human right now, because it's making him even more, um, becoming even more human, like in the sense of, like I said before, like caring about somebody other than himself. And I think it's making him even easier able to be a better person. He's not just care, because that's why I was so surprised, like, that the way he broke up with, Heather, and that, and was like, knew that it wouldn't work out. And that's definitely a new Harry. Harry usually is very selfish, so that was kind of interesting. um Justin said, if you guys were live and met an alien and she was friendly, and I don't know what talkative
Talkative.
is,
I think he meant to say talkative. It's
talkative, but had weird powers, would you hang
typo.
with her? Yeah, I wouldn't mind meeting an alien. I would, yeah. I think meeting an alien would be cool. I don't know whether I necessarily believe in aliens. I believe there could be aliens. I mean, I don't know that I believe there are, but definitely believe there could be. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh
Would you
yeah,
hang out?
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be like, how can I'd be like, what can you do that's cool and can it? I mean, I don't want. I'm saying that. That sounds really
And how
mean. I'm
can
like,
it help me?
benefit me exactly, but that sounds really, really selfish, and that's not the way I meant it. But yeah, it would be interesting to see what kind of fun you could have with it, I guess, is more what I'm saying. Like, let's go do something really crazy. So yeah. Um, so now we're on, let me see here. That's Bunny Kate. That's not who we want. I was trying to get a picture. I have a picture of Asta, but not Harry and Asta, I don't think, together. But anyway, Justin says Harry and Asta are clearly going to end up together. I find that anticlimactic. I vehemently think that's a no. I don't know. I don't think
Uh,
that's going to happen.
yeah, I disagree with Justin too. I don't think they're going to end
Yeah.
up together at all.
Yeah. Sorry, Justin. I know some people do. I've heard that. I know we kind of talked about that. I asked, Sarah, and that interview went up as well, about filming that scene when, like, the manted Harry was coming on to her, because that was so hilarious. I like that scene. Um,
Yeah, that
but
was
yeah,
funny.
I don't think. Yeah, that interview
No,
was with,
no, they're
her,
just
and the one who
friends.
plays Asta, or who plays Asta, the one who plays, Dorothy, and the one who plays Kate. That's who the interview is with. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I
No,
think they
I would
kind
be
of
very
added.
disappointed if they did that.
Yeah, I would too. I can't. I don't think they're attracted to each other in any way, but I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
the
either.
best
I
friend.
mean, he's clearly in love. He's clearly in love with Heather. Her
Yeah,
type is more muscular. Um,
yeah, that too. Well, I think too. I mean, to some extent, Asta has been, like, very, like a mother to him at certain times at the beginning, like
true.
really having to take. Yeah, so I can't see that.
And not only
Too much
that, when the mantid was Harry and he was like coming on to her, she was like, "Ew."
Yeah, ew, don't do that. Yeah, that was so funny though. I love that. I did love that scene. That was great. Um, yeah, let's see. Trying to see if we
I could
missed.
see him hooking up with Darcy before him and Asta.
Yeah, I could kind of see. Well, didn't he kiss her or something before?
I don't remember, and if it might maybe season 1.
Yeah, I think at some point he kissed her before she. I mean, she didn't know he was an alien, but I think they kissed, him and Darcy. Not that he wanted to. I don't think. I think she kissed him. I don't. I think he was grossed out at the time. I can't remember. I love this about the other one, Bill. Mike, you so crazy. Yeah, that is how Lena definitely feels. Um, and Galactica says, I know people in real life that I'm pretty sure are aliens. I think we all do. I think we all know that person where if they said alien to you, you'd be like, yeah, it's that guy. um, and Galactus also says they think that they will have a fling arc and realize it's wrong. I'm assuming that's meaning Harry and
Yeah,
Asta.
I disagree with that too.
I just don't see it. I really don't.
I don't either.
They're like best friends. Asta's friend zoned Harry. Yeah, I
That I
definitely
agree
friend zoned. Um, I
with.
mean,
Yeah.
I could maybe see Harry getting really weird over Asta again, like the real Harry, and for some reason decides that Asta's for him, just like in some weird, bizarre thing. But yeah, I think she would shut it down really, really quickly. I really do, if that happened. Harry calls Dorsey the other one. Yeah. Sometimes Red, but usually, yeah, the other one. Or what do you say in the other episode? Asta's dumb friend or something like that. I forget
Something like,
exactly.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Um, yeah. So that whole storyline with so at first he's gonna marry Heather. Now
Until
the one
Dad showed up.
until Dad showed up. Now, this is the part I still have only seen the cut that what there's absolutely nothing there. What did it look like? Tell me, because I did not. I was attending if I got home in time to go back and watch that part.
Oh,
What
so
did
you
it
didn't see the bird flying around attacking him?
No, it was a bird then? Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it was just a regular bird.
Okay. Yeah, I had no clue because there was not they were acting against nothing. So I was curious. That's funny. I think the little baby birds are so cute though. But he's not going to see his babies now. Like he's going to if she goes, he's never going to see them again for at least for a long time. Hopefully she'll bring them back and he'll get to see the cute little birdies. Um what else? We have Liv still trying to see an alien. She's like, you saw Nessie. Everybody's seen an alien but me. Well, she's seen an alien. She just doesn't know she's seen an alien. Actually, between Mike and Liv, I want Liv to know, I think, more than Mike. Because that would be kind of awesome if she finds out, like, I did see an alien a long time ago and just never knew it. Like, he's been here this whole time, you know? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but does it count if it's in human form?
Okay, that's true. It's not exactly. Yeah. But Harry does such crazy shit still. Even so, but yeah, for right now, he's
Like drop kicking his child?
Oh, that was so funny when he kicked Bridget. I love Bridget,
I
but that was funny, like football.
But poor Bridget gets so fucking abused.
He does.
But
I love Bridget.
it doesn't seem to phase him at all, though. He's just like, eh.
It doesn't. You know, I wish they would make like an action figure or something of Bridget. Like, I want a Bridget from my desk. I'm 100% serious. Like, even though this isn't necessarily like out of all the shows I watch, my favorite show, I think that alien is so cute, and I want a Bridget. Oh, it's funny. Tough love. Yes, it's tough love. Crazy love. At least
I mean, to be fair, Bridget was
trying to eat his baby. So yeah, there's
to
that.
be fair, he's eating one of his siblings. So
Yeah. Bridget is like Baby Yoda. Yes, Bridget's like Baby Yoda. That's what I need. You need I need like a pop of like a Bridget and a Baby Yoda. I know somebody made one. This person who makes pops, but yeah, I would like one at any rate, or some kind of thing. Why is this not going down to the chat all the way? Let's see. That's just their culture. That's why they grow to be so powerful. I'm not sure what that was in referring to.
The way Harry treats
alien, because he kicks him around. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Only the strong survive. And of course, you have, I don't know if that was in this episode or not, but Max, when he went and took Bridget
that was
as
last week's.
the mantis, that wasn't very nice. Yeah. All right, let's see. What else? Why do I have two picture sets open? I don't know. So yeah. Oh, I know. What's her face? What's her name? I always forget her name. I don't know why. I love her. She's so funny. I can't think of her name. I'm blanking. What is her name? She's a writer on the show too. But anyway, I can't think of her name for some dumb reason. But Judy, thank you, Bill. I like Judy. She's so funny.
Judy's so
And
funny.
just like how, somebody got beheaded in her hotel the other week and she isn't even phased by it. But I love yeah, Blondie McPherson. I love that the whole thing with the digging the grave. So yeah, the Manus is dead. That was the other thing, is that Heather killed the Manus and they had to bury the body. But yeah, Judy is definitely the person you call to help you bury the body. Whenever that is.
Oh my God! What she said? They called me Deep Holes Judy
Deep
because I
hole,
dug
Judy.
deep holes, and I'm thinking I don't think that's why they
I
called
don't
it
think that's why they called it
that.
that. Yeah, I don't think that's why. That's funny.
But this scene was great though. Darcy like calls her and she like sits up and she's like,
She's
"Yeah,
like,
I'll be right there." And she's like, "Wait, I'm already here."
yeah, yeah. Um, I'd like to see more of her. They appreciate more. They should appreciate her more. I like her a lot. I think
What was the
right
song?
on
She
the
says,
show or something.
I'm digging a hole and don't know what it's for because I don't need to know," or some shit like that.
Song, yeah, that is funny. Yeah, you would think that you would question that you're digging a hole for somebody, but for a body, but hey, she's is there to help whenever they need it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I could see her finding out if she found out about Harry. I don't think it would phase her at all. Like I think she would just
No.
roll. She would just keep going like it didn't mean anything. I feel like
I
she just
feel like
okay, that makes sense, and then she'd keep going.
she'd be like, "You guys just all found out about aliens like recently, like."
Or even about Harry. I could even see her being that like you just now found out Harry was an alien?
Yeah,
That'd be
like I could totally see her being like, "Yeah, I had an alien friend like 10 years ago. Like, where have you guys been?"
like that. That would be hilarious. Yeah, I could see that too. I could. Judy is Judy. She is unique.
Yeah.
So is I guess though I kind of worry now that Darcy's going to be drinking again. Uh it sounds like, which is kind of sad. She's down to clown at the drop of a hat. Yep. She's down for anything. I do though sometimes feel sorry for Judy when they like,
Yeah.
push her out. Like she wants to be friends with them and she's
Remember
up
when she had the crush on Mike?
Mike. That was so funny. Poor Mike. It's like
No,
poor
I felt poor Judy because she
no,
genuinely
but I
liked him, and
followed
Mike
him
kind
around
of
a
didn't
little
know what
bit.
to do with it.
No, yeah, I felt bad for her too, but they always push her out. But I thought whenever she was following him around, it was funny, and it's like, poor Mike, leave Mike alone. No, yeah, she's cool. I like her. So other than the Girl Scouts telling
Yeah.
Kate that giving her the implant and everything, which she does deserve better. Giving her the implant and everything and telling her they're still listening or watching. I think that was kind of the only last thing. But I do think they could talk to them in private and the Greys wouldn't know about it. I think they would have to be like
I don't know.
friends.
You can't take that chance.
No, I'm not saying they should take the chance, but I'm
Oh,
saying I don't think the Greys can actually hear their private conversations without them having that chip. I don't think they can communicate with her without that chip. So hopefully she's smart and like throws it in the garbage and doesn't bring it home. But I guess they could plan another one around her home. Who knows? But I think Darcy will eventually tell Ben. I think is probably what's going to happen.
she's
I
gonna
don't know.
snap at some point.
She's going to snap or let it, accidentally tell somebody, and I think it's going to be Ben she tells.
Which is
Although
the
it'd be
worst thing you can.
funny
Which is the worst thing you can do because Ben
it is.
is an idiot.
Yeah, but you know what would be more funny though if Asta accidentally told him, because she's been like so adamant about you can't tell him, and like if she just made a mistake and said something really stupid that told him, that would be funny. I could kind of see that. Yeah, I hope I hope we see some of the like. I'm just thinking I'd like that we saw what's her name, Terminator lady last week. I don't think that we're going to probably see her again, but I'd like
No,
to.
she's gone.
Yeah.
She's in the past.
Yeah, probably. But I would like to see her again, and I would like to see more of Peter. Was my other.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know what I realized? All of a sudden, for some reason, out of nowhere, we haven't seen Aston's dad this season.
I know, and the thing that's really odd is whenever I talk to the showrunner and Chris Sheridan and Alan, he said something in that like that her dad was in every episode, and it didn't make sense because then he never showed up. I'm like, he isn't in the first 4, but I didn't say that, and I'm like, maybe he mixed up which ones he was in. So I'm assuming he's in at some point, but yeah, it's weird.
And I mean, and they're in the diner all the time.
They are. I don't know why he's not. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see him soon. But yeah. But yeah, good episode. I enjoyed this, and
Yeah.
I think this is. I don't think I've seen past this. I think that's all I had seen was the first 4. So maybe I'll try to stick weekly with it with you guys if I can, and unless I get more interviews, I'll try to stay on track instead of getting way ahead. But at least on the plus side, when I've seen it ahead, I don't have to make time to watch it and be like, I don't have time to see it, unless I had already seen it. Eleanor Wright, yeah, that was her name. But that's why I was like, I wanted to go back and see the father and see the babies, and I barely made it back in time for the show tonight, so I definitely did not have time. Maybe he's in the background. He could be. He could have been in the diner in the background, but it's just weird they haven't given him like a line or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little strange. Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on then, I guess, to
Ironheart.
Now, I have I have kind of some random ones I took. Let's put it that way. I don't have specific just because I was doing it while we were talking. So let me see. I got to open this folder. And because I try to, when I do it, like take, significant pictures of different things going on. But it was basically like if I wanted some pictures, I was just going to have to take some pictures and see if they were. Looks like it's going to have. I hate how they're all. I know I say that every week, but I hate how all the pictures are differently lined up, different widths and stuff, and then some of them get cut off and don't line up right. But anyway, so yeah, Ironheart. What did you think about it? I actually really liked this show. I liked it a lot more than I expected I was going to.
I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah. Oh wait, there was something we missed. Galactic said that earlier. Sorry about that. The poem Harry said at the end. Really good. Yeah, his. He makes up all those like sounds for his language is like really funny. I love when he does that. Yeah.
I was honestly surprised he was still able to speak it, considering he's human.
He wouldn't know how. That's a good point. So Ironheart, as I was saying, I really liked it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I didn't really know a lot about it. I was thinking I had forgotten it was about Riri. I was thinking for some reason it was going to be about the one who is becoming the new Black Panther or whatever. I don't know why I thought that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought that either.
Yeah, I guess I had just forgotten who Riri was. But I mean, like once I started watching it, I remembered. I do think though that you should have watched. You really kind of need to have seen the second Black Panther to know who Riri is and know a little bit about it. I mean, that's really the only thing you need to know is who Riri is. But yeah, like I didn't have trouble following it because I know I haven't seen, or haven't read any of the comics or anything. But yeah, I got it. But I liked it. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I've liked it a lot. I like that it's a little darker. And yeah, it's just been very entertaining these first 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's surprising though that it's about her being a criminal. I mean, I kind of assume that is going to not be the case eventually, that she's going to decide it's.
Well, I mean that's the thing too, because like it's kind of like she's she doesn't see herself as a criminal. She sees that she's using the criminals to get what she needs to do good.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, at the same token, it's interesting that everybody realizes how smart she is. So she's had a couple mishaps at college. But what great mind hasn't had their share of oopsie moments before they got things figured out. I mean,
Well, loud.
her inner monologue, was kind of like, the only reason Tony Stark is Tony Stark is because he was a billionaire. Like all the stuff Tony did, he could never have done if he didn't have the money he had. Riri's a little less unfortunate than him, so it is what it is. So it's in a way it's kind of one of these. Well, she tried to do things the right way, and society was like, yeah, this isn't working, so she did what she had to do.
Yeah. I question though that there weren't other things she could have done to get money, like trying to get a job. But
But
I
kind of money she needs to.
right, but I'm not sure that selling test answers and papers to people are going to give her the money she needs either, to be fair. But I would think like Stark Industries would hire her, for something if she had gone to them and tried to get something there that might have worked. But yeah, she didn't do anything other than decide to rob people. And the thing is, they do say that they're robbing people who deserve it, but I'm guessing that's not going to stay the case. I think that they're appealing to her right now, and just like how I don't know their names. What's the guy's name? Parker. How Parker had no problems shooting somebody. I don't think that they have Parker has any problem stealing from somebody who doesn't deserve it either. I mean, I could be wrong, but
well, Parker has a demonic hood, so
yeah, that part I think it would help if you had seen the comics, because I didn't understand what the hell was going on there. I tried looking up about it a little bit, but and I didn't know that's what it was demonic. I know it said something about he's the hood. But yeah, I didn't understand the whole like I knew that it was probably coming from that cape, but I didn't know what the thing with the tattoos were, and it was very bizarre and not really explained well. So I hope
I mean they were dropping little bits here and there. Like they did say that like they did say the tattoos were covering.
Oh yeah, that part I got.
What was happening to him, and
but they make it seem like part of it, they kind of make it seem like he's not a bad guy, which I feel like is probably a red herring. Like I think he's probably going to end up bad, regardless of his hood or whatever. I don't know, he feels to me like he's a bad guy, but they're like kind of phrasing it to make it look like he's good. I mean, I don't know that he wants to be an evil person. I don't know, but I definitely think that that's going to go south really quick. What is he from though? Because I recognized him and the other guy. Hamilton. Well, I didn't recognize him from Hamilton because I haven't seen Hamilton.
He's from okay, then I don't know what you recognize him from then.
I don't know. It's just like the other guy, although I think the other guy was in X-Files, the guy who did the tattoos.
Johnny. Johnny.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of things.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. I know him mostly from TV show that was called Graceland that was on USA Network years ago.
That, but I don't think that's where I know him from. But I recognized Parker too, and I don't know what. I'm looking to see what the heck that's from that I know him. He looks, maybe it was Twisters. It might have even just been, oh wait, there's more. I thought that was the only credits he had. He's got a lot more. I'm looking to see because I'm curious. Yeah, it was probably Twisters because I don't really, this other stuff I don't know that I've seen. But yeah, the other guy, I would like to know where I know him from because I feel like he's from X-Files, and I don't know. What's that other character's name?
Johnny.
You said Johnny. Because, okay, it's just like a weird picture of him that they have on our movie database. It doesn't look like him, the picture. Westworld. He's from Westworld. I didn't remember him being from Westworld. That might be probably where I'm thinking. I don't know why I was really thinking he was from X-Files too, though. He's from Grimm. Yeah, he wasn't in X-Files. He was in Terminator, Sarah Connor. But yeah, it was. Oh, he was in Lucifer. That's where I know him from. Lucifer.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's right. That's right. I forgot he was in Lucifer.
Yeah, that's where I know him from. I don't remember what he played, but I definitely remember now that it was from that. So anyway, sorry, we're getting off track a little bit. So we have, I know the other ones we didn't really go through by, scene, but since I'm not super familiar with this show, it's probably easier if we go a little bit in order anyway. But we have her friend Natalie. That's her friend Natalie there, since we're starting on that picture. So her best friend and her stepfather died. Now that other guy that she sees, um, Xavier, that's her stepbrother then. I wasn't entirely sure because it was odd how he said your stepfather and my sister. But if it's her stepfather and he's the sister of her, then I would think that, well, not necessarily. I guess she could have just been her best friend that was over all the time. But I took it that I think he's the stepbrother, and they just didn't say that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, she gets kicked out of school, and is, like I said, she's selling test answers and papers and everything else, and doing everything she can to try to fund her project. And she's been there for what, 4 years? They gave her grants to do it. I mean, the thing is she has a working model. I know the AI wasn't finished, but she got pretty far. So that's why it would be surprising that they would just kick her out that easy. Like, I get she wasn't following the rules, but that's where I'm saying, like, I would.
Well, it's not the first time they were talking like it's not the first time that she started a fire.
Yeah, that's true.
But even still, I agree. I feel like, the greatest minds in the world have had, that they don't get it right away, or even the second or third, or you know what I mean. Like, but but I think that's the whole point, is money versus not having money. You know what I mean?
It makes a big difference. But the fact that she wants to use it to help people and use it for like emergency services and stuff,
Yeah.
I think that kind of proves that she's not going to stay being a criminal very long, because it's kind of counterintuitive to what she was after. Justin thinks Natalie, I'm assuming you mean Natalie as in the AI Natalie, is the saddest TV character ever. Well, it's kind of sad that she kept trying to kick her out. Like, I get why she did it. And you would think that the AI would maybe understand why it was hard for her, you know. But yeah, she somehow scanned her brain to make Natalie and didn't fry herself. Did she scan her brain on purpose, or did it just happen whenever the power went out? That part was
No, it was on purpose to make the neural link. She didn't mean to make Natalie, but it was for the neural link between herself and the suit.
Okay, so she scanned her brain though in a way that, like that guy said, could have melted her brain. So she shouldn't have done that. She took a big.
No, she should not have. But she did.
Yeah, because at first she has this little pencil AI. I love how she's flying it. Like, she stole it from the college. And I'm thinking, there's no way she's going to get away with it. And then, like, it's like kicks her out of the system. You've been expelled, and the pieces start falling off. Though, although I have to kind of question, when they know that she flew away in the suit, that they would really make the suit start falling apart, like with her in where she could be in midair.
Well, they didn't make it do any.
I was going to say either that it was just starting to fall apart, but
they didn't make it do anything. When the AI realized she'd been expelled, that's why the suit started falling apart.
Okay,
because
that makes
the suit was dismantling itself because she shouldn't have had it. Now, here's my thing. I'm really surprised that, she had to know that was going to happen. So I'm really surprised she didn't
Well, she kind of said, not yet. I wanted to get all the way there, or something like that. She made a point.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't cut that out before, so that didn't happen. But I'm glad she didn't. It was funny.
Yeah, no, it was funny when it starts to fall apart. But yeah, she gets to her town. Then we see, here's a picture of her stepdad and of Natalie that they had was painted on the mural. But yeah, she meets this guy who you said his name is John.
Yeah.
John, who, recruits her for some not so savory work, doesn't tell her what it's for, but I think she's smart enough to figure out it's not a good thing. And he tells her to meet them at that building at that time or whatever, and then proceeds to, test her, almost kill her. I don't think they really would have let her suffocate. Do you? I think that was.
Yes,
You do?
I think they
Okay.
would have.
You think they would have? I don't know that they seem like. I mean, I think maybe. Excuse me. Maybe Parker is, but they don't necessarily seem like they're murderers. Like I don't think they necessarily get.
I don't think the rest of them in the
dead,
crew. I don't
something
think necessarily
died.
are. But
Yeah.
I feel like it would have. I really feel like it would have been. Oh well, I guess she didn't work out.
I guess I just felt like they wouldn't. They didn't. The point wasn't to kill her, and I feel like they would have. I thought they probably would have showed off if it didn't work out, but rather than
I don't know
purposely.
that they could have.
Yeah, I don't. I love though how whenever she's, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't have very many pictures, so. Oh wait, there she is in the elevator. I love how she's supposed to break into the box to get a gas mask, which I kind of assumed the audition was about breaking into things, was part of the audition. And instead of doing that, she just completely dismantles the elevator.
Yeah.
That was funny. I like that. And then that other guy's like, I would have done that. But clearly that other guy isn't too stupid though, because he was working for them doing these things. So
Yeah.
he knows more than he seemed to.
She's just better.
She's just much better. So yeah, and she does it with flying colors, and they and they want to hire her to help them rob. I mean, they're making it sound again. They're making it sound like it's like a rob from the rich, rob from the dirty, and give to them. But
Well, he
I
is the
don't.
hood.
He is well. Yeah. Hey, is that really what that's
I
partially?
don't know. I was just being facetious.
Okay, because that's funny. I mean, maybe he is like Robin Hood, but yeah, I don't think that's going to stay the case. I think I mean, I don't know, but because I haven't seen the third one, I know it's out. I haven't seen it, but I think the new one comes out tonight. I think. Yeah, I tend to think that he's just pushing that angle because he knows she doesn't seem to want to do things that are bad, and I just think pretty soon they're going to be robbing whoever they want to, and I don't. Yeah, I just don't foresee that happening.
Well, the whole thing that I've got that I think is interesting is that suit's kind of obvious.
Yeah. They would know it was her,
So exactly.
which is funny. Yeah. I don't think she's going to stay incognito for very long. Yeah, that is a good point and is kind of, I think, a weak spot with the whole episode because she cannot break into a place without people noticing her.
Right.
How did you like that kid that she keeps bribing for giving him $20 to pull her
Oh yeah.
suit or whatever? That was funny. So yeah. And yeah, her AI ends up being her dead best friend, which is weird in a lot of different ways. So yeah. I do want to know, like I said though, if Xavier is supposed to be her stepbrother because I was a little confused with that because at times I thought he liked her, but then, like I said, I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be her.
Yeah, I don't know why you got the feeling that it was her stepbrother. I didn't get that impression.
Well, he said that it was. Well, why were they? Was she just with her stepfather then? Because she was with her. Was that the case?
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense. I don't know why I inferred that then. I don't know because I thought that they were saying that, but yet it seemed like he had a crush on her, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I think it's pretty apparent that he likes her.
Yeah. So yeah, she is going to help them. I don't know, rob people. I don't know. We'll, I guess, find out exactly what that entails. And that was the end of the first episode. Whenever she when the AI turns on and looks like her dead friend. So that was that. And then let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to switch here. Hold on. Photos. Why does it do that? It doesn't want to open the other one. Okay, so let's go with Episode 2. And like I said, don't have tons of pictures, but we can still talk about it. So she freaks out, not wanting to be around her dead friend, which I get. But she eventually does let her help. But she meets this guy. Now, who is he? Because he is also very familiar. Joe. Okay, well, but I mean, like, who plays him? I'm curious. Joe. His name's Joe. I'm not seeing him in the credits here. Well, Lonnie, Sloan, Jerry. His name's Joe. That's not, that is not going to be easy to look up because there's probably lots of Joes that are going to pop up when I do a search here in the Internet Movie Database. Let's see. Find the page. Do you know what his last name is by chance? Oh, there, Joe McGillicuddy. Okay, that is who I thought that was. I didn't think, okay. It didn't look like him, so I wasn't sure. I don't know how to say his name, but Alden Ehrenreich.
I don't know how to pronounce his name either, but I know he played young Han Solo in that awful Han Solo movie.
Yeah, that too. I know him from He was in Beautiful Creatures. I thought that was him, but he looked like really different in this. They kind of made him look dorky, so he doesn't look quite the same. But are we still getting the chat? I'm making sure the chat's still working because I don't see anybody. Okay, it's just not. I just want to make sure it's just. Actually, it looks like now the StreamYard's updated past YouTube, so go figure. I don't know. Sometimes this chat's very bizarre and I never can figure out what's going on. All right. So anyway, she meets Joe, this poor schmuck Joe, who lets everybody shit all over him. Quite literally, he lets the woman's dog shit all over his yard. All I was thinking though is you better not do anything to the dog. Like he can put the shit in her yard or something, but don't hurt the dog.
That's what I kept saying.
Yeah, I figured he was gonna like carry it back over or something. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, yeah, you keep
cutting the flowers. Cutting the flowers makes it funnier.
Yeah, it is that he cut the flowers, but she convinces him. There's another there to take her to get all his stuff that he apparently buys and sells on the black market because it's fun. He doesn't actually ever touch any of it though, so I'm not sure why he bought all this biotech that he seems very interested in. I think that they're going to probably end up being really good friends. I think that's a given. It seems like that's what they're, is the path there because they do get along so well. But that this guy just lets her bully him into taking her to his, hideout to get all the equipment she needs for free. Not that it matters. He's clearly rich and doesn't need it. But I liked their dynamic. I thought that was a lot of fun. And I would like to have seen more with the two of them. I'm sure there will be. But I don't know. I kind of wonder if he's going to be like the one that's going to pull her out of this criminal activity she's found herself in. Because who knows if they'll let her just leave, But she told that Parker that she had the suit ready when she didn't. So she's trying to fix the suit up by the time she needs it. And she gets all her parts from him. And then they're at this. Now, what was this? A tunnel? I guess it's an underground tunnel that pulls the cars along. I don't know. But things don't go according to plan.
Yeah, the techie people with all the money, they basically made use of old subway tunnels.
Yeah.
And made them however this shit works.
Yeah, and he's basically after she drops the jump drive, but she figures out a smarter way to get in. And again, the fact that nobody that mattered saw this big mech suit is kind of a problem. He shot that guard who clearly saw her. So that's might become a problem.
Yeah.
But he came in. It might not though, because probably that's part of the agreement she made that she's giving them the money and they're part of her company now. So I don't think she's going to go try to get one of them arrested. Although she clearly could because she's seen his face. I'm like thinking if this was real life, you could go to the cops and say, this guy coerced me into signing this.
But
you're going to have
it's gonna it's gonna be bad for her too if she.
Yeah, they'll know that her stuff isn't working, that it was able to be hacked and all that fun stuff. But yeah, he's like, you're going to pay us lots of money. We're going to be on your payroll, and yeah, that's easy money. They'll keep getting money too, which is good. It's not just like a one-time bank robbery or something. This money will keep rolling in. So yeah, that's what this. I mean, this whole episode was about that heist, pretty much, and her figuring out how to get it. But yeah, the security guard gets shot. She's really upset about that. Clearly, they said nobody was going to get hurt. She doesn't push it other than to try to find out more about Parker. And I'm wondering if at a certain point she's going to get too nosy and piss him off. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't know. Was there anything else? My only other thing was that I like her friendship with Natalie. I like the whole Natalie thing. All those scenes are great. And I did like when Joe cut off all her flowers and caused problems for her. Yeah. Because I know she's like, you need to stick up for yourself. You need to tell people no, except for me. That's basically what she said. Like, screw up everybody else except for me. That's why I said I think they're going to become really good friends. I just think that's where it's headed. I hope so, because I really did think they were funny together and played really well off of each other. So yeah, he's kind of like they've got him looking very dorky, but it's more, I think, his persona than the way he looks. Like they're trying to make him act like he's an idiot. And he's clearly knows what he's doing. He knows about biotech and all that. And he's clearly a millionaire, so he can help her out. And so, yeah. So I don't know.
And that's, and that's the funny thing. Like, if instead of doing all these criminal activities, why not ask him to back her?
I know, that's what I was thinking through all of it. Like, why did she even have to really force him to get the stuff for her? I feel like if she asked him, he might have been like, sure, he's not using it, and if she's used, I mean, the thing is, like I said before, she wants the suit to help people. She says she makes the suit because she can, but she does multiple times, maybe not to him, but earlier in the episode, you find out she wants it for fast alert, for alert response. Although I'm guessing that has more to do with her stepfather and best friend being murdered than.
Yeah.
It might not be all altruistic, which I hadn't really thought of. It could be a lot because of that too. But yeah. I don't know. Anything else? I'm trying to think of anything off the top of my head. I didn't have notes, so I just had.
No, that pretty much covers the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, we've usually we seem to take longer without Karen, but we went pretty fast. We didn't even hit 2 hours, and we've done 5 shows. Well, 5 episodes, 4 shows.
When do we take longer than when we have Karen?
Well, sometimes we did, because she's not there usually to rein us in. We did that when we did Librarians. We took like a really long time. I know. Speaking of, how did you like this week's Librarians? This was my other.
I like this episode a lot. I forgot about Librarians.
Agatha Christie. Yeah. That was my other favorite. One of my other 2 favorite ones.
No, that was last week. The Agatha Christie one. This week.
Last week. Which one's this week?
This is the one, the Crown.
That's because it was on yesterday. That's why. The con, which I really thought was going to be about cons like leverage, and it had nothing to do with that. Did you saw like all the ARC costumes though? That was so funny. Like,
yeah.
Everybody and their brother was dressed as an ARC character, which I thought was so funny. I love that.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great. But yeah.
No, Justin, Karen is just out. She's gallivanting.
On vacay. She'll be back. Don't worry. Yeah. Speaking of, make sure you guys join me again Thursday at 11 Eastern for our Librarians discussion. Librarians, the next chapter. And no, she's on vacation, Justin. And that's on Thursday at 11. And then normally a revival show is on Friday that I've been doing with Lori. But we are going to have to reschedule it because it's the 4th of July, probably for Sunday, I'm thinking. But make sure if you haven't, you guys join the Discord that I pinned the message, because you can get all our schedule and everything from there, and also join all our watch parties. Yeah. Did you watch anything else this week? Other stuff I watched isn't stuff we really talk about. Hey,
No, I think all I've watched this week is stuff we talk about.
No, that's okay. And we
I
can
don't have
talk
time
about.
for anything else.
Yeah, true. I've been watching.
Oh no, that's
Stranger.
not true. I watched. I totally forgot. I watched the first 3 episodes of Countdown, which is
I've not seen it. Is it good?
new show on Prime.
Yeah, I haven't gotten time to watch it yet. Is it good?
I liked it so far.
That's cool. I did
And
watch the first episode and a half of Fubar. I forgot I
I
watched
love Fubar. Fubar is so
that too.
good.
That's funny.
I finished. I finished the second season of Fubar in like 2 days.
Oh wow, no, I'm not that good. I got through an episode and a half.
It's just it's so funny.
It is funny. It's good. It's funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, like I said, Librarians, obviously. But
I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was something else that I watched.
I don't know. I watched the stuff I
Oh
watched.
no, I know what I know what it was that I watched. I watched that documentary about Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, I did not watch that. I mean,
That was really good.
I watched some stuff like that Duff Cake show, but nobody, you don't care about that. It's the only thing I can think of other than screeners. That's stuff coming out. Speaking of, I was going to say, I do have the interview with Jessica Green for Librarians will also be up in the next couple days. That and the revival stuff. Those are the next things that are scheduled to go up. So there's that. What else was I going to say? Oh, we are going to be starting the 13th of this month now that it's July. On the 13th is when the Institute starts, and we will be having a watch party when it drops. I was under the impression it was on at 9 p.m., but I realized that was like the linear release. It might be on at midnight on Saturday night. If it is, we will be playing
What's
it
it
then.
on?
It's on MGM.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And then we'll be doing a breakdown show on Sunday night, and we'll be doing the review later in the week. I got to talk to you guys about a day. I thought we were going to do Monday, but I don't think there's enough time before Murderbot. I don't know. It depends how long you guys want to go. But I think Monday, Scarlett and I are going to do a Sandman special. So I think we'll do the other Institute show later in the week. But
oh yeah,
we'll figure it out and put it on Discord. Sorry, what?
That starts
The 13th. Sandman starts the 3rd, which is
that's what I thought. Which I thought it was the 3rd, but the 3rd's a Thursday. That's a weird day.
It is kind of weird, yeah. And I know that
there's a lot of stuff coming out on the 3rd now. The Old Guard part, the Old Guard 2 is coming out that same day.
I know the reviews are embargoed till it comes out, though. But yeah, Sandman's coming, and like I said, Institute comes the 13th, and somewhere around there, I'll have the interview for that up too, so people can look for all that good stuff. And
our show is about to get very full.
It is. I'm taking on too much, but yeah, we'll be doing even more into Max's too. But I'm not sure why I decided to do 2 Institute shows. I'm like, I don't know. Should we do this? No, it's going to be fun. I think because we do a different show when we review it. So
yeah,
I feel like it's a lot different. But
all right.
Institute coverage. But yeah, guys, so make sure you check out our schedule and all that. Check out the rest of our YouTube. I don't think I linked the other interviews in Discord. I will do that when I'm done here. But those few are on there, and like I said, revival and librarian stuff will be up soon. And also I'm still trying to find out about the special guest we might be getting, which I don't like to announce things when I don't know if it's going to happen. I'll just say that it's for librarians, and we're waiting to see how that goes. But if we get that, I will let you guys know. And so yeah, just keep checking Discord for all the updates is the best way. And I will see everybody on Thursday, hopefully.
And I'll see everybody next Tuesday.
Yes. And for those of you who we don't see, have a good 4th of July. And
for those of you that weren't there for Jamie's party on last Thursday, that was a lot of fun.
It was. I want to do another like Lost or from Trivia Night or Lost Trivia Night or something. I think it'd be fun to do some different trivia things. That was a lot of fun. You guys can still find that, of course, on our live streams. It was from our
And you
live.
know what? You know what I was thinking about the other day
What's that?
when we have to do a rewatch. I'm saying it now. We're gonna do if I'm still around. 50th anniversary rewatch of Lost.
Oh, that's such time suck though. That is such a time investment. But
Hey,
yeah, we could do
you do
another.
realize that we got another 30 years or yeah, another 30 years to go before we hit 50th anniversary of Lost.
Oh, 50th anniversary. Sorry, that's right. Yeah,
50th.
we have a lot. Yes,
Yeah, we
20
still
years.
got 30 years to go, which is why I said if
Yeah.
I'm still around.
Okay, I see. If you're still around, yeah. If we're still doing this, then.
And Muncher said, "Yeah, we need a Lost."
Yeah, and as I think it was Muncher. I told that before though. Lost is like a big commitment to do a rewatch too. I don't think that I right now could even
No,
attempt to.
not now.
I
No.
don't have the time, but I would like to. But I would like to have some other trivia parties. I think that was a lot of fun. If you guys
And
enjoyed that.
keep track this time.
Yeah, and keep track a little better. Well, to be fair, we hadn't done it before, and we were just kind of
Yeah,
seeing
that
how
was
it
just
went.
kind of it was just fun.
But it was fun. Thank you for coming to that. And hey, I got a serenade from the man in yellow. I didn't expect Doug to call
Yeah,
in, so that was great.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was thank you to Scarlett for that too. She didn't expect that, but she'd asked him to drop in, so that's greatly appreciated. Yeah, it was a fun night. I had a lot of fun. I think it was fun. I didn't get enough sleep after, but as usual, that's nothing new. But it was a lot of fun. It was a good birthday. I enjoyed it. All right. Well, happy very early anniversary. Yeah, that's like 30 years from now, Justin. That's extremely early.
Very, very.
Very,
Anyway,
very,
all right.
very. Yeah. Well, and Lan,
Think
anybody in the chat has anything else to say? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you just joined us, Muncher, but thank you for dropping by. Of course, if you guys missed the beginning of this, you can always restream it. And yeah, just look out. The next thing is, like I said, we'll have Librarians on Thursday, and then for Revival, it will likely, I think, be Sunday because of 4th of July. And I think that Scarlett and I believe, are going to do an episode, do the beginning of Sandman, I think on Monday before Murderbot. We were talking about maybe trying to do 2 episodes of Sandman, but I don't know. None of that's set in stone. So just check Discord and we'll figure all that out. But yeah, thank you, Justin. Yes,
that's the hardest part of the Netflix shows
that they
is
drop all
since they
once,
drop them all, we never can figure out how many to do to make it so that we don't go too far away where it's still relevant.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like this Sandman this season is quite as in depth as the last one, so I think it should be a little easier. But yeah,
You know what? I honestly couldn't say because whatever their original plans are, they're saying that oh, we only had 2 seasons planned all along. This has nothing to do with what happened with Neil Gaiman. Yeah.
But they had it
So
most
I don't know how far they're going to stray from the comics or
well,
what they're going. I have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah, I haven't read
There's so much. There's so much that they haven't even come close to touching on yet. And to say to be able, I don't even know how many episodes there are. So
I'm assuming there's 12. They're dropping the first 6 on Thursday. But
we're doing one of these things where they're splitting shit again.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least we're gonna get them all. But yeah,
I mean, I guess that'll kind of help us. So we could do 3 and 3, and then pick it back up when.
I definitely feel though, like if you know the gist of the show, I don't think you really have to remember a lot of what happened. Like I started watching recaps, but yeah, a lot of that is just. I mean, it was nice to watch recaps, but like I didn't have time to rewatch season 1. I wasn't gonna. I just can't do that. I don't have time to put another 11
you don't have
hours.
time. You don't have time to watch what we do watch.
That's true. Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As always, a pleasure to talk to everybody in the chat.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Justin, Muncher. Who else do we get there? Bill, Galactus, Doc dropped by for a bit there. I think I got everybody. If I missed you, sorry. I think I got everybody though. But yeah, thanks everybody for for dropping in, and we will see you at the next one.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.